Hello everybody, welcome to Snyder's Inc. And today we got Dr. Insanity video. Before we get into that, this video has a sponsor. It is Valkens Apparel. If you want the latest apparel, just regular apparel, gaming apparel, or sports, support your local esports organization. That's what you gotta do. You gotta go to Valkens.com. That's www.valkence.com. Use the code, all capitals, Snyder's Inc. You can get 5% off your purchase. That is VALKENCE.com. Use the code Snyder's Inc. in all capitals to get 5% off your purchase. And now, this video is called When Cops Have to Arrest Their Children. We're gonna get right into this. Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button, hit subscribe button. Comments think down below. Let's go.
Cops have to deal with all sorts of violent and horrifying criminals in their job. But what happens when it's their own children that they have to arrest?
Dad! Get in the car. You're arrested for DUI.
On the 28th of December 2022, a witness had observed a white vehicle strike a traffic light and then quickly...
I want to know something. Just before we even get into this, I want to know something. If you were an officer and you had to... You show up to a scene where a crime is taking place and your children are there and they're the ones who committed the crime, what would you do? What would you do? I want to know in the comments. Let me know.
drive off. A part of the vehicle's bumper had fallen off in the road after the hit. Around 15 minutes after the call, police located the suspect's vehicle at a gas station across the road, but the driver was the last person they expected.
Come back from Applebee's?
Yeah, I had a drink.
Okay. How old are you?
21. My dad is,
Listen, your bumper's in the road over there. Did you just hit that pole?
No, I promise I did not.
No?
The very thing 21-year-old Teresa says is that her dad is an officer with the local PD, possibly hoping that he'd come and get her out of the situation.
I'm going to assume that's usually the case. When the children are children of an officer, they usually try to use that to get out of stuff. It's usually a thing they do. Most at least if they're bratty enough, they do, because they think they'll just get out of it because the officer has some power, or the father has some sort of power.
But the cops at the scene are sure that things are way past that.
You left Applebee's.
Yeah, I left Applebee's.
You cut through the plaza. You came out by Lowe's and Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Did you hit the traffic pole that's right there?
I did not hit the traffic pole. This part was hanging off already. I hit a deer in Pennsylvania because I go to school in...
Do you smoke marijuana recreationally?
No, I do not smoke marijuana universally.
Universally, smoking marijuana isn't the only part of her story that doesn't make any sense.
I do not smoke marijuana universally! Universally! Not recreationally! Universally! I love it! I love it! She's clearly sober. She's clearly fine. She's not officer. She doesn't smoke marijuana universally. How could you not look at that and go, clearly this is a woman who was perfectly sober? I mean, you asked her if she smokes marijuana recreationally, and she said, no, I don't smoke it universally. How could you not have heard that response and go, clearly she is sober and can hear clearly?
Sense. She's saying that her bumper was already hanging off from an accident in Pennsylvania around 25 miles away, and it just happened to fall off right as another car identical to hers struck a traffic light. But Teresa has a trick up her sleeve that might just get her out of this. At least, that's what she hopes.
I hit a deer.
You see this?
I hit a deer before this. You can ask my dad.
This piece fell off at the traffic light that you hit, that you knocked over. 6-7. Do you have another unit out with you?
Oh my god, he's a sheriff's officer.
Alright, hang out.
Over the course of just
I do like that she wants. I like that she wants her father there, because I'm gonna assume by the way it goes, this is not gonna plan the dark. Is her father by her shoulder like, you drunk and drive? You hit a pole? What are you doing? Yeah, go ahead and arrest her. She dumb. She doesn't even smoke. She's smoking marijuana. She's not doing it. She's not doing it universally, but she's doing it. She's just still doing it.
Just a few minutes, Teresa brings up her dad over 5 times, obviously praying that he'll be able to find a way for her to get out of this. But before he can come to rescue her, the cops are starting to zero in on what really happened and begin to get at least some of the truth from Teresa.
Did you drive away because you're scared because you maybe had one drink and you think you're drunk?
Yeah.
And you might get arrested, but you don't seem like you're drunk?
Yes.
So you want to just tell the truth?
Yes, I'm telling you the
So when after Applebee's, did you hit a traffic pole? You can't miss it. It lights up. It's red, green, and yellow.
I hit a curb.
You hit a traffic signal.
No, I hit a curb.
Yeah, you went up the curb, you hit the traffic signal fell down, and you
I
left.
was texting. If you
Okay.
just call my dad, he would tell you.
Well,
It's the sheriff's office.
here's the thing.
I promise
Your dad, the
you.
sheriff's officer, wasn't driving your vehicle today.
In just this one short conversation, Teresa admits that she did hit something, that she's more intoxicated than they realized, and that she was texting while driving.
Let's give it up. Get up on your... No, hold on, everybody. Get up on your feet. Get up. Stand up, all of you. Stand up on your feet for Teresa. I mean, this is next level. This deserves praise for her level of stupidity. This is amazing how little... Because they're not even trying here. Listen, they're not even trying. This is what fear does to a person. They're not even trying fully to get... They're not even doing a strategy to get out. She's just... ends up as... She's so focused on getting her father. She's just admitting to not even realizing it, probably. Give it up for her. Give it up for Teresa.
3 driving faults that can each come with their own punishment. So now that the truth has come out, the detectives decide to speak with her father, John. But it turns out he's not there to help her.
Hey, John, how are you? So your daughter hit a traffic pole. Go back there. Okay. Where's the damage on the car?
Okay, the damage on that car, on the car there, I think it was like the front right bumper.
John explains that Teresa did hit a deer earlier and that the damage was on the front right bumper, but it was nowhere near as serious as the damage the car was currently sustaining.
Can I come out? Are you guys out there?
That's up to you. I'll see if she wants you to come out, if she wants, you to drive her home.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Let me come out there and I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. Thank you.
Okay, alright, sounds good.
It looks like Teresa isn't going to be getting the salvation she was hoping for from her dad, and just 5 minutes later, he arrives at the scene to talk with the cops.
I do appreciate, the guy showing up, he admits that she hit a... He's like, yeah, she did hit a deer. That's not a false story. And it's in the right bumper. That's true. It just wasn't as bad as she probably is claiming to be. And yeah, so that's he's admitted to her. He's agreeing with her story, but I actually believe that that's probably something that happened. But like, how the hell do you hit a deer also? Like, that's not exactly something that's hard to hit. That's not something that, that's not something you should be easily able to, that just happens to everyone. No one just happens to hit a deer. You know what I'm saying? Like...
What's up? So, what she's saying, and where the damage was there, doesn't really make too much sense. So, tried to get some more information out of her, but... And then that piece of bumper there. So, for the other one, was it just the bumper wasn't hanging like that?
Yeah, no, so what it was is basically this was intact.
Okay.
This piece was missing, and the scratches here, that's all from a deer that she
Who's the officers? So right now, this is going to be my call.
Okay.
Supervisor coming out.
Okay, gotcha.
He's going to be providing all the details. And
Okay, who's your supervisor?
Sorry,
Not that one, dude. I'm just asking.
The cops who were first at the scene almost seem as though they're expecting John to try and make excuses for his daughter, and get extra nervous when he asks who their supervisor is. Obviously, there are countless examples of corruption where officers, especially those in the higher ranks, are able to use their power.
Yeah. Yep. 100%. 100%. There's so many cases of the officer going, who's your supervisor? and all that, and afterwards, and then the officer gets the child out of it. Yeah, absolutely, we've seen this happen. There's many cases of this.
Power to prevent their family from getting into trouble. However, the officers quickly realize all he's trying to do is gather all the information on the incident so he can make a fair assessment himself. This quickly becomes evident as he checks his text messages from her to try and create a timeline of events.
I just want to show you this so you can see it. You home 10:39. What do you think time do you think that initial call came? Because she probably hit it and was like, Dad, what the fuck do I do?
Somewhere between 10:45 and 11.
That's about right.
We were talking to her. She wasn't telling us what she said all.
I mean, lying to, she knows better. I'm a cop. She knows not to do that. Well, maybe she didn't even, do you think she, I'm not, well, I'm saying she didn't lie.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to be very clear about that. But she might not even look at the freaking car to see if there's any difference.
However, despite John's willingness to help the officers out, the sergeant at the scene asks him not to get involved, so to guarantee the integrity of the investigation. So far, everything other than Teresa's conduct has been perfect, and is a great example of proper policing. So, it's back to focusing on what Teresa had mentioned earlier. She says she'd only had one drink at Applebee's, but it's starting to seem as though she may be a little more drunk.
Yeah, it's what drink do you have? Because clearly, clearly she's had more than one drink. Because if she has not had, if she's only had one drink, either she is very bad with alcohol, or there's just not all of up there, because, my god.
Than they realize. Suspicions that were only confirmed after some field sobriety tests.
And everything that happened today, right? I don't think that you were okay to take me out there for 4 days.
Dad!
So,
Dad!
you got okay.
Dad! Where's my dad?
Oh, your dad's right over here.
You do stop with this shit, get in the car, you're arrested for DUI. Go ahead.
Have a seat.
After
This is why you don't drink this, and there was nothing, her father, who I'll give credit to, has a main amount of integrity. Looked at them, was like, if you think at the end of this, she's fit, that she's not fit to thing, and she deserves to be arrested, listen, just get in the car, and she has to get in the car and deal with what happened.
After being forced into the police vehicle by her own dad, Teresa was driven to the police station where her blood alcohol level was tested. It came back as 0.17%.
Whoo, the legal limit is 0.08. 0.08. That is the legal limit. I'm pretty sure if I'm correct. So, in that case, she's more than double the legal limit, which it says there.
Over twice the legal limit. As of this upload, Teresa is still awaiting her penalty, but has been issued a court summons for driving under the influence, reckless driving, and failure to report a car accident. Teresa's dad followed protocol perfectly, but Kenneth Adams' dad did the exact opposite when he tried to abuse his power as a commissioner to try and save his son from prison.
Tell me who I called to find out why he's in jail. You want me to sue the son of a county sheriff?
In November 2022,
Oh, we're getting the opposite in this one. Okay, this is one where an officer, who's the father, is now full on trying to get his son out of it and wants to cause a whole freaking scene because he doesn't want to admit to himself that his son isn't fucking pitch perfect. So
Kenneth Adams was pulled over for running a stop sign, but as it turns out, Kenneth was in much more trouble than he realized.
How's it going?
Good. What did I do wrong?
Okay, so the reason I stopped you, you didn't come to complete the stop sign?
I did.
And then you didn't have your turn signal on.
I sure did.
Okay.
I know for a fact I had my turn signal on.
Okay.
That's why I was surprised you were pulling me over, but whatever.
The officer then took his license.
officer's already he's already coming off with a combative attitude. That's going to cause a problem. Listen. If an officer pulls you over, don't be combative. Unless there's a reason you need to be. And my response to my meaning of that is if you know they're saying is BS. I think this guy knows that he did not stop for stop sign and didn't have his turn signal on, but he's going to be combative for no reason.
And ran it through the system, where he would discover Kenneth had a warrant out for burglary and theft of a vehicle.
My man, you gotta. Why are people who have warrants so stupid? My man, if you have a warrant out, don't be breaking the law in any form. In fact, if you had a warrant out, if I had a warrant out for my arrest for some goddamn reason, and I'm driving, I'm probably gonna drive more meticulously than I've ever driven in my life for the rest of the time, because I don't want to get caught with my warrant. These people are so stupid, they got a warrant and they're driving like they drive recklessly, then get caught, pulled over, and then they find out they have warrants. That boss is stupid.
All of a sudden, Kenneth becomes defensive and refuses to exit the vehicle.
Can I get you to step out of the vehicle with me?
What are you doing? No, what's going on? Seriously, what's going on?
You have a warrant.
How do I have a warrant?
I don't know how you have a warrant, but it's on our system right now. You have an active warrant out of 7th District Court here in San Juan.
I've gone to, no, that's incorrect.
Okay, well, it's on our system right now.
Well,
I'm not going to argue with you about it. You're going to go to jail tonight on that warrant, okay?
No, I'm not. Dude, this is absurd.
Mr. Adams, you do have an active warrant for your arrest.
And, who issued the warrant, though?
The courts have it issued.
For what, though? Because I've gone to court for everything. There should not be an active warrant for me anywhere, dude.
Kenneth claims that he's already been to court for his previous crimes, but the warrant still calls for his arrest. For the majority of smaller cases, the suspect is tasked with turning in the documents that prove that they've been to court and completing any classes they were made to attend by the judge. Without those documents, the court cannot confirm they attended anything. So when Kenneth forgot to turn his in, the warrant remained open, and the police had no way to tell that he had in fact been to court.
Issued October.
Okay, that's actual information I was unaware of, and I actually like that. So if you do not turn in documents that prove you've been to court and any classes they've given you, if you have not turned that documents in, the warrant will stay out because nobody knows you've gone to court. I did not know that information. That is actually amazing to find out.
For 13.
For what?
Had some felony charges, burglary charges.
Dude, I've been to court for that. No, I've been to court for that. You want to know the charges? Yeah, I do. So it has 2 burglary charges listed, a theft charge, mischief. That's on my OP. 3 charges of burglary of a vehicle, and criminal trespass. Yeah, why is that floating up now?
Kenneth was taken away to the station, but this is when his father, Bruce Adams, turned up, who turned out to be the county commissioner for the local area. How convenient for Kenneth. Immediately after arriving at the scene, Bruce demanded to know what was going on and quickly started to show signs of corruption.
Where's Kenneth?
He's in jail. They took him.
You already took him to jail?
They took him to jail and I stayed here with the car.
Why?
For a warrant.
Who do I call to find out?
To find out the warrant?
You're a police officer. Tell me who I called to find out why he's in jail.
I gotta be careful with this stuff, Bruce. You understand that? Okay. That's the warrant. Okay, so it says warrant status active, offense burglary, burglary, theft, criminal mischief, burglary of a vehicle, burglary of a vehicle, burglary
He's
of a vehicle.
already been to court over that.
You saw the warrant right there. I showed you a warrant.
He's been charged with that, and he has a plea and abeyance on all of it.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to turn him loose.
I can't turn him loose, Bruce.
Who can?
Nobody can. He's been arrested for a warrant. The courts can.
And the warrant's false.
Huh? The warrant's not false.
You want me to sue the son of a...
I love this guy. This guy's been so nice to Bruce. He's been so nice. He's even like, he's looking at this like, Bruce, like, he's like, Bruce, who can? Nobody can, Bruce. It's a warrant. He can't be, you know this, Bruce. Bruce knows better. He knows this.
County sheriff? Because he arrested my kid on a false warrant?
The warrant's right there.
Bruce is obviously trying to abuse his position and influence the commissioner to try and save his son from the law. But luckily, this officer stands his ground and refuses to cave in. Eventually, though, Kenneth was released from jail, the warrant was withdrawn, and no further action was taken against Bruce. But the officers that arrested this
You know what? I will respect that, okay? The man was let go because technically he was arrested on a warrant that should have not existed. Right? It's not a false warrant. It's because he didn't bring in the paperwork and all the documentation to prove he's gone to court, so they didn't know he went to court. So the warrant was still active. But technically, the warrant should have not been active. He should have just handed in his goddamn paperwork. So they couldn't arrest. So it makes sense he was let go, and it makes sense everything was fine. And Bruce didn't do. Bruce, even if he did corrupt the power to the full extent, they probably would have let nothing would have happened. But it's a good thing that everything was done right there. The officer held his ground, which is good on him. Don't let officers abuse their powers. Don't let them do it. It's all good.
Law student weren't as lucky.
There's nothing in this vehicle. I promise you. I didn't do anything.
Marion Humphrey Jr., son of retired county judge Marion Humphrey Sr., was pulled over after an officer allegedly witnessed him driving dangerously. Footage shows him swerving slightly after missing his exit. Marion is lit up by the officer and pulled over. He's then told the officer witnessed him nearly wreck his car and is suspected of dangerous driving.
When did you enter?
So this is a false one. Is that what this is? This is one where the officers just jump into conclusions and just saying a bunch of shit. Like there's officers just jumping to arrest him. Is that this what it is? Because that's what it seems like. He swerved a little bit, and this officer saying he almost destroyed his fucking car and all. But like, yeah.
Yesterday. You gotta take it, turn it back in a bank. Pick it up a bank. I'm sorry, sir. It's it. I'm trying to figure out that you have probable cause or something. Yeah, because you're super nervous, so I'm trying to figure out why you're.
It doesn't matter why he's nervous. If you don't have a probable cause to stop. See, this is where this is when an officer abuses their power. If you look at me and I'm nervous and you don't have a reason to stop, it doesn't matter that I'm nervous while talking to you. That doesn't give you the right to stop me. What gives you the right to stop me is if you have a reason to stop me. Me being nervous because I don't think I could just not like police officers because clearly I'm given a reason not to. I've been given so many reasons not to on this channel that if an officer stopped me, I'll probably be nervous myself. But it doesn't mean they get the right to just do whatever the heck. That doesn't give you the right to stop him.
Being a law student, Marion asks if the officer has probable cause for pulling him over. The officer struggles to give a good answer before claiming Marion seems super nervous. First of all, being nervous isn't a crime.
Thank you. It isn't. It doesn't give you a right to stop him. You can't stop. I can't stop him. Listen, I can't stop this officer and say, officer, I have to stop you. You look like a dang weirdo. You dress like a weirdo. You have a stupid looking hat on, and that means I can stop you. That's not how this works. I can't search the officer's car because he's wearing a stupid hat. He's dressed stupid. That's not how this works. I can't search the officer because the officer weighs a bit more than I do. That's not how this works. It's not a crime. It's not a crime to be nervous. It's not a crime to be annoying. Like this officer. It's not a crime. Relax, officer.
And isn't evidence towards a crime either. And secondly, Marion actually carries himself incredibly well in this situation. He complies with the officer's requests, asks why he's being pulled over, and why he's being held. He even calls his dad to listen in on the entire arrest, something the officer clearly didn't like, as he then asks to search Marion's U-Haul.
No, it's not gonna hurt on anything. I promise you. We just don't want to get shot. Yeah, that's all, and I'm sorry about that. It happens. I know it happens. Honestly, you can.
Don't say it. Okay, that's not something. Don't immediately tell us I don't want to get shot. I don't know why that's your first. That's a weird thing to say. I don't know on that one.
I don't want you to bring it up because I don't think that's fair to me as a citizen, as someone who, if the only thing I did was climb it, like I did not almost wreck my car. You don't have to bring it up. Just let me look in here real quick. I'll get you down the road. I don't have to bring it up. I just think that's so invasive of my rights, but you can live in here if you like to.
Marion does an extremely good job of eloquently showing how terrifying it can be to be stopped by the police, while maintaining a calm and respectful tone with the officer the whole time. But regardless, Marion is placed in handcuffs for over an hour while the cops search his vehicle with a dog. According to the officer, the dog smelled narcotics and alerted the officers before even entering the U-Haul.
The dog alerted on narcotics in the vehicle, so I detained him and he's in the back car while I searched the vehicle. No, but he almost did, so that's probably the saying. And he's arresting me. He's arresting me. Give me your other hand. He's arresting me, Dad. There's nothing in this vehicle. I promise you. Okay, go ahead. I didn't do anything.
Predictably, the cops find nothing in the vehicle. Marion has since opened up a lawsuit against the officer.
Absolutely, as you should. That was BS. That was BS. I bet the dog didn't even find narcotics. I bet you like shit. This guy, we just want to search his stuff. They found narcotics. The dog told me. The dog told me he found narcotics.
claiming they violated his 4th and 14th Amendment rights.
100%.
As of this video's upload, the case is still ongoing. Cops have to...
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you thought of this video in the comments. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all for the next one.